Funny, I've been cut off so many times, so this will be part two, and I'll put them in two separate parts because I've literally lost every message today that I keep trying to do because this is a big message about core level DNA belief systems. What's good for the group, what's good for the person, intuition that's telling us one thing, but we've been primed for it and it's not leading us in the right direction, which sounds so not intuitive, but it's just to be aware of patterns, looking at your life and seeing where you're not. It's actually not you listening to your intuition, how it hasn't been working in the right direction, and then examining that. Because our trauma, things that we deal with in our lives, can skew our point of view sometimes, unintentionally. And we start to align where it feels good to be in situations of poverty or addiction or being taken advantage of, or all these kind of things. Okay, what's this angel? Angel is really showing this energy. It's a very, because it feels so good. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know. Oh, it just feels so good. That's all I keep getting. It's meditating, going inside to make a choice. This is why things are so slow right now, is because everything has to be weighed. It's like this very strong energy. 2 of Cups, regret over the past here. It's coming out on top. It's like, oh, it's healing that. It's healing that. Regret in love, regret in soul connections, not being able to really know what's really good for us and what's not. And it's coming on a very mature level now. It is. And what's this? Knight of Swords. 9 of Swords. Yeah, you know what? This has caused a lot of pain in the collective of not being able to choose what's really right and keep believing. This is like believing in dreams and magical thinking and, you know, people being so in love with you and saying all the right things and literally falling for it over and over and over. And when you really look at it, it's just not what you want at all anyways. Like, you don't want that. You want authentic and peaceful and stable. And then the 10 of Cups. Ooh, you know what? This is like, it still again keeps feeling like this illusional, how you want everything perfect. This thing that's kind of sold to us in real life, you know, like you're married and you have the 2 kids and everything's perfect. And, you know, there's so much about real love, including seeing people's shadows and being able to admit our shortcomings, that, you know, we don't want to live in pretend land. We want something real and tangible, something that doesn't keep leading to this 9 of Swords, like this cycle. Oh, it feels like that. That's funny. It's kind of like that, you know, and I'm not saying everyone's a narcissist. They're not. But this runner, chaser, narcissist victim, this like sold, like, I love you more than anything in the world, and then I don't, and back and forth. And, you know, I've had a couple of relationships like that. I've had some that were very just level. And you can see the difference. But you know what? I think a lot of times I've fallen for this dream that's actually not a reality. And looking at why I choose that. And then we have the Hermit going inside and the Queen of Swords. So this is really cutting out things that aren't real, tangible. You know, it's like I had a boss and he was like always selling me on these things, and I'd work for him, and for a while he'd pay me, and I did it twice, and then he just stopped paying, and then, you know, eventually he'd pay me like once. It was a year later, and then the next time I caught on really quick and stopped it right away. But it was that same cycle of being sold a bill of goods, but you actually you're too forgiving, you're too lenient, it's like no one has given you anything of tangible evidence that things have changed, but you're believing something without it actually being proven. So we have the Hermit again. So we have the Hermit at the beginning, the Hermit at the end. This is really going inside to see how you trick yourself. How you trick yourself. And the regret over tricking yourself. But we don't want to stay on the Nine of Swords. So we want to see it, and it has to hurt in order for us to get it. Like, this is just how it is. You know, there's no pretend. There's no thinking people are better than they are. We're looking at reality. We're looking at tangible steps. We're looking at really how people treat us. And this is not participating in anything that seems too good to be true, but also it's a certain personality. It's that there is that charisma. I have it too, you know, but it's like, are you going to follow through with the charisma? I think that's, whoops, I got these upside down. Oops. Oh, regret on regret and success. Okay. So this is our way through the regret, because the regret is there to show us what we've been doing. It's not to punish us, it's to show us, did that really, the regret's there because we were not looking at tangible reality. Father of Cups popped out. And in this case, it feels like holding back a little bit. It really does. It feels like this, like you have the emotions, but you're not just trusting your emotions. You're looking at tangible evidence. This is going to be uncomfortable a little bit because everything inside you is going to feel like, wow, this is right. This is what I want to do. And you have to sit back. The Emperor. This is taking control over that. So the Emperor is not being given to that emotion. He's not. He's going to make decisions that are logical and that are right. Okay, what about this Hermit? No wonder things seem a little bit slow right now. Moving to that second step, it's like really seeing things truly for how they are. And also, this is another thing, is looking at people's lives as well. Looking at your own life. Because, you know, I mean, when you go into the Hermit, you see all of it. You see all the ways that you've let people down, let yourself down, did good for others, did good for yourself, where you failed. It's kind of like, to me, it's like what happens before people die. And if you're lucky, you get to have those times in real time so that you can recalibrate to move forward. And that's what this feels like. Okay, is there anything else here? Just shuffling. That song. Every day we're shuffling. That's not it, is it? I don't know. Ooh. It's no longer fighting about what causes a broken heart. It's accepting, like, you know, that path, and this is a death and rebirth of that. Because we kid ourselves sometimes, like, oh, you know, that didn't break my heart. That wasn't that bad. I can, you know what, this is good for me, actually. I can do this, or whatever that is. But it actually is breaking our heart. And we're not fully feeling that and understanding what we're doing and how we're saying, you know, this is kind of like someone taking from you over and over again, and you call them on that, and then they say that they're sorry, and you forgive them, and you keep going on, but the same behavior keeps happening, and you're not really realizing how much it's taking you down, like how much it's breaking your heart. And so this is like reclaiming your heart, and you know what, and really looking at individually what's good for you. Because the thing is when you change, others change. If you let things go all the time and people just get used to that, then you can't expect that if you don't change that no one else will. If you keep believing in this dream and everyone just keeps saying to you what you want to hear, but it's never really working out, you know, you're just living in a fantasy. And I know, because I've done that. Okay, creativity is a fact, and focus. Okay. All of us are creative, just as blood is a fact of your physical body and nothing you invented. Creativity is a fact of your spiritual body and nothing that you must invent. So this is like, it's all within you to create a new future for yourself. Just look at reality. What is taking place in reality? What do you actually feel? And if it feels too like that bubbly, happy feeling, check it. Are you just running after, like Pinocchio in the circus, allowing people to sell you stories that are just going to lead to nowhere? And then all too often, it is bravado and not talent that moves an artist to center stage. As blocked creatives, we tend to regard those bogus spotlight grabbers with animosity. We need to focus on our creativity, not their lack of it. This just, to me, that focus is not focusing on dreams and illusions that other people may be telling you. It's focusing on what you deeply value and desire within yourself and moving towards that. It doesn't really matter what anyone else is saying. Do not get distracted from people who are telling you what you want to hear, or people who are giving you an opportunity. If it's not in alignment to what you value, it's not yours. It might feel uncomfortable. I just keep getting this really, every reading I did today got cut off or got screwed up with or whatever. I mean, this is coming in 2 parts. This is a big deal. It's cutting out the things that are making us hurt because we keep running down a road that's not true, and it's our own fault. I have a lot of compassion on us because a lot of this is generational. It's believing things that aren't true. It's sacrificing for something that we don't even want because it's the right thing to do. And I do believe in working in community and working as groups. Like, I'm not against that at all. I love that. But we have to be an individual first. We have to know what we want. We have to know our own sovereignty. We have to understand what feels good and what doesn't feel good. We have to understand what we value. And then we can work together, because we'll be able to see, and that's really empowering your own life. Is there anything else? Oh, that's a lot of cards. That's way too much. Well, it seems like clarity in the, And this is your masculine energy. Really holding your masculine to manifest is going to bring celebration. But it's really, there's this holding back for the right opportunities. Like it's really, this is not impulsive energy. And I've been saying this over and over because it's so true. There's no impulsiveness. And then there's like this usually is someone protecting themselves. But to me, this is someone, look, I've been through all of this. Let's really look at it. Is this a good opportunity? And then defending your choice. This is going to take felt like some balls. It does. It's like really moving past why you've been brokenhearted and maybe why you've fallen for it so many times. I know I have, not just with people, like in life in general. And it's part of this freaking Pollyanna kind of thing. And what's it called? Like a dissociation that happens when you've been sexually, physically, mentally abused in your life at any point. I'm not saying that without compassion, but we do tend to, if we were lured as a child into certain things, as we get older, until we really get into those roots, and if it's been generational, say generationally your family has had to go through these things, you're dealing with it on a core level, and this is what we're working through. It's a big one, but thank you, universe. Help us to see what's truly ours and not deceive ourselves today, and allow our higher self to come through us and really light everything up so there's no confusion moving forward in anything we do. Thank you.